Treating a serious bite wound here. She almost lost this leg.
This all healed, like, even look at this area down.
Hello folks, this is another informational video. Back, I don't know, Mario, I think it's a couple of months ago, I think it's a few weeks ago, we had an incident where the male Lewisite hybrid in this cage here, actually his name is Riley, and his female here got into a little scuffle. And, you know, she took the worst of it. In fact, he just damn near tore her leg off. So I wanted to go through exactly how I treated the wound and let you folks see, well, basically how I treated the wound. So this is her, and you can see her right leg here. I was hoping she would be a little calmer, but let's see. You can come around here, Mary. You can still see it. Maybe we can get rid of this guy, huh? Okay. You go over here. There, good boy. Yeah, you can see that. You can still see that wound there. Anyway, I mean, a tremendous amount of healing. You know, she doesn't have any mobility problems with it. Her foot comes forward and everything. So it's an interesting way that we use to treat this wound. I just wanted to go through it for folks, see exactly what we did. Now, initially, what I did was I took her to my local vet, and he did a real beautiful job of getting those sutures in there. It was like a giant Y look, actually. And, you know, I just don't have that surgical skill, especially today with my hands and everything. But anyway, he did a phenomenal job. The only problem was about 3-4 days later, you know, I could see that it really wasn't healing. Really wasn't healing properly. So what we started to do was to try to irrigate that wound. We were flushing betadine through that wound because sometimes you would spray it in this part of the arm, it would come out over here. So we knew that there were tissues that were dying inside that arm because there was a lot of trauma, a lot of injury to that arm itself. So some blood vessels were obviously cut and everything. So some of that tissue was going to die, and that was the problem. So we tried initially to get that sutured up, but the leg it was just too damaged. So I tried to irrigate. Like I was explaining, I irrigated with betadine, and then I would irrigate it with saline solution by putting like little drains through the tissue. Anyway, that didn't work, and you know, there is a procedure where you can use sugar to heal wounds from the inside out. Probably a lot of folks know about it, but it's sugar and honey are have great healing properties. They starve the oxygen out of that area. So what happens actually is the bacteria can't grow because there's no oxygen there underneath that sugar. So you pack that wound with sugar, and then you just wrap it up. And then what we used as a way to determine if it was really going bad or not was we would smell it. Now, initially, first day or two, couldn't get everything cleaned, debrided out of that wound. We wrapped it up with sugar. First 2 days, you know, we could smell it just slightly. So I said, let's just leave it. And about the third day, it didn't smell anymore. I knew the sugar was really killing that bad bacteria. So that was the way that we monitored it. We didn't take it apart every 2 days. We didn't take it apart every 3 days. Actually, we found waiting a week, 10 days was better, because if you unwrap that wound, you had a tendency to undo all of the healing that happened. That sugar actually forms the scab. And you'll see that in the video later on when I actually show you some of the video of what her arm looked like. So that allowed that arm to heal from the inside out, killed all of that bacteria, and formed the scab. And then all of the old dead skin kind of just fell off because it healed from the inside out. Just fell off. It's kind of interesting. We'll check that video out.
Okay, so here's what it looks like now. We got it all wrapped up. Okay, so here we are. We've got that leg all nicely bandaged up, and we got our Mario clamp. That's what we call it. That's like we treat them like little crocodiles, so that way they can't bite you. She's not a real biter anyway. She's actually pretty friendly, but you know, she's in a lot of pain, so that's why we put that on there. Okay, so this is about a week later. Wouldn't you say, Mary? This is at least a week.
Yep, about a week.
A week, a day or two. And we've got that blue bandage on that we'd use the sugar for. And I've been, you know, checking her arm to make sure there's no foul odor. And I've been checking her fingers, and you know, I can feel that this arm it's going to be in pretty good shape, because I can feel the soft tissue, but a lot of hard tissue. Right here is where that injury, and that's where I packed the sugar, where that injury has really got to heal from the inside out. I think that's going to take a while. So the only thing I'm expecting to do today is to simply cut that.
Don't look good.
It's such an injury.
It's like a cast.
I don't want to tear it this way.
You're gonna reopen a
I'm
cut.
going to open it, so I'm going to tear it this way.
Smart. Yeah, that's the only thing I was worried about, the bandage, that you might reopen any wounds. So, but then it's been a week, so. Ooh.
That's from that. We just did that.
We just opened that up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. This is the same thing that happened to us last time too. There's some sugar on there. Rewrap it and leave it there. It doesn't have a smell. Okay.
You want to check it? Just
That doesn't smell rotten.
and this was bad here. That formed a scab.
Mm-hmm.
That whole area was open there. You remember?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we have that bandage off, and you know, a little bit of happened. Just what I didn't want to happen was, you know, we've caused some trauma to that wound, because now there's some. You can see there's just some fresh blood here, and it was not bleeding. There is no smell to this. This all healed. Like even look at this area down here. That was a big flap that was in there, and I just poured that sugar in there, and the sugar is sitting in there like it was a body filler. Look at the sugar here. This is all hard. That's just hardened sugar. So I'm just going to redress this wound. I don't even want to start debriding the wound, because I think it's counterproductive here. There's nothing there that is necrotic. So I'm just going to pack that with sugar, and then I'm going to rewrap it, and we're going to call it a day. Okay, so we just cut that bandage away, and if you remember this wound, look at this. You can actually, you still see the sugar here. This is all scabbed up here. Oh, just such a horrible wound. Sam, aim the camera. All this is just a big scab now. And I wonder how much that elbow will actually function.
That swelling went down a whole lot.
Yeah, it's just, the swelling is like, it's not even existent anymore. This whole piece is gonna fall off here. It's crispy. It's hard, you know. Look at that. Well, I don't want to force anything there. You know, her pore is not swollen any longer. So, I mean, it worked out really well for the injury she had. I've seen plenty of iguanas that would have actually just lost their leg, right, Mario?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this back up. Okay, this is the girl with the injured arm here. That Lewis eye, and I've just cut that bandage off. Oh, look at that, this fell right off. Look at that. That is the skin. The skin, the scab, everything just fell right off. This is the one we put sugar on. And let's just look at what it looks like underneath here. See, all of this is healed now. And a little bit of a scab there. But oh, that's nice, smooth skin. Yeah, it don't look so pretty, but that's all going to clean up. There's nothing active there. That's all live skin. There's no more active infection or anything. Just look at this, all the skin just peeling off here. Some of the old sutures and stuff. That's that one that we did sugar from the inside out. And look at the size of the right here, the size of her skin there. All of that big chunk of skin and all is all just, the tissue all just regrew underneath that wound from using the sugar. So it really came out fantastic. Okay, so we're putting this girl back outside in a separate cage. This is the female Lewis eye that we worked on this arm here. So this is the one that had that horrific infection. And you can see now, that's just a little bit of pink skin there. That's not even a scab. But all of that skin has regrown. And there's no hard spots. Everything is nice and soft. So that's another successful treatment there of an injury. Run into a lot of that sometimes with the cyclora. Take care, folks. That's a story that ended well.